Assalamu alaikum. I'm Malik Hodge, an angel warrior of the Midwest and a messenger of the covenant. Representing the messenger of the covenant, the breaker of the seven seals, the self-taught one, Master Suleiman, who's given us the Injil, the Gospel of Revelations, with the Injil key that gives us the understanding of the unsealed scriptures. This is update with Malik Hodge, where we take current events and give an explanation from the unsealed scriptures, a perspective from the Injil perspective, and how it pertains, each topic pertains to what's taking place in the world today. So let's get started. Before we start, this is July 28th, 2020. Our first topic. Our first topic, as we've been speaking day after day about the weather and how it is affecting the country. There was at least 8 dead in wake of flooding, power outages in eastern Kentucky. Rescue workers plucked people off rooftops amongst fast running water Thursday in central Appalachia, where torrential rains unleashed some of the worst flooding in the state's history, claiming at least 8 lives in the wake and leaving multiple people missing, according to Kentucky Governor Andy Bashar. Tonight, we need your continued prayers for the people of eastern Kentucky. So they're asking for continued prayers. They're asking for prayers. Bashar said in the update Thursday evening, this is an ongoing natural disaster with more rain than expected tonight that could worsen the situation. The death toll has heartbrokenly rising to 8 Kentuckians lost. The emergency officials in hard-hit eastern Kentucky declared the situation as catastrophic as water rescue crews search for missing people. Bashar said hundreds of properties could be destroyed and called the flooding historic and ongoing. At least 20 or 30 people have already been airlifted safely, according to Bashar, but he said there are others in need who officials believe will be harder to reach. What we're going to see coming up of this is massive property damage, Bashar said during briefing Thursday. We expect the loss of life hundreds will lose their homes. Oh, they expect the loss of life to rise. Hundreds will lose their homes, and this is going to be yet another event that is going to take months, not months, but literally years for many families to rebuild and recover from. During the briefing, Bashar said, we expect double-digit deaths and asked for help to collect particular items for residents. So the weather continues to destroy property, take lives. As you see there, you shared that the governor said that they have reached the number of 8 deaths thus far, but they're expecting the numbers of deaths to go into the double digits. There's many missing people. Due to the drought, that the rain is hitting this dry grounds, and the water is like the word they use, poured, or the water is coming down so fast that the water's coming down so fast, the ground around it, in the levees, and in the what do they call, the sewers, the gutters, the water's coming down so fast that the ground doesn't have a chance to react to it and allow the water to go in it. So the water is just filling up, and it said the water, just like in St. Louis, the water is reaching 8 foot and 10 foot in a short length of time. And you know how man, the water and the the language they used was the water came poured out the sky, just like, and torrential rains. However, it's hit at the consistent weather is doing damage, weakening the infrastructure. The difference in this from St. Louis, a lot of property damage there. However, they said the property damage will not take weeks or months. It's going to take years for them to recover from the property damages and to rebuild their lives from this. So this will probably be another Kentucky's governor probably also ask for help from the federal government. So our next report, we're gonna come back and I'll get back, fill you in with everything at the end when we do our review. Double-digit people. That was a serious. So the cancel culture comes for Clarence Thomas at George Washington's university. And now he's stepped aside after 11 years student at George Washington University. Law school will register for classes this fall with one notable difference. They will no longer be able to take a seminar with Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas. The removal of Justice Thomas from the list of lectures followed the council campaign that demanded the university to ban him from classrooms. At 74 and looking at an upcoming term for major decisions, Thomas hardly needs the aggravation of such protests. However, his departure leaves it, if temporary, is a great loss to students. Now, the thing about this Clarence Thomas, oh well, we know he's a demon. However, the cancel culture. Now you listen to that. Now, freedom of speech or freedom of so being pro-life and you're fighting for unborn babies' lives. and you are justice of the law, and you consider yourself this is just how it should be looked at. You would consider yourself as being just and understanding, it from a just perspective, and considering it through a just perspective, as I said. So then you make a judgment about taking a life, and then those that disagree with you come get you removed from a school, or remove you from being able to teach because they don't agree with what you seen, or they disagree with how you see a thing, and you're the justice, or the judge. You're the one sitting as the judge. So if a judge sit up and he's to make a conscious decision, is something wrong or right, and in his mind he sees what is wrong or right to him, and considering all things he's had to take in count is killing a baby before it gets to, killing a baby, period. Is killing a baby justified? And then since he's seen it unjust, he spoke on it. He judged that it was unjust. So if you got a different opinion, they have a system supposing where you take your grievance back through the system, and see if you can get it changed. However, when you go and you start doing sit-ins and protesting to make somebody lose, be removed from doing things that they do and have been doing for 11 years, probably getting a check for it, or doing it for some type of game, or whatever it's for. You're the law, and you've been chosen to be just. And those that's not chosen to do nothing, and they want to kill babies, then they come after you and get you put out of, just get you booted or kicked out of something that you do, because they in disagreement. saying that to say, we looking, this system is falling apart. The pressure is breaking this system. There's so many things that are happening, and every day it's like resonance. Something's happening every day. Put pressure, add more pressure, just resonate, keep hitting America from the inside and from the outside. And you can see the pressure bringing this country apart. Now, when you can see when these people don't get what they want, they whew, let's go to the next day. They're fighting. They coming. So they don't care if it's right, whatever. It's just, all, man, America is being hit from all sides right now. So let's get to our next one, because I'm going to speak on, bring it all together. It's a lot going on. A lot going on. Our next topic, Kim Jong-un says North Korea is ready to use nuclear missiles against U.S. Yang said the country's nuclear missiles are ready to be used in potential military conflict with U.S. and South Korea's state media reports. They've been testing their nuclear missiles. Kim Jong said they're ready in any confrontation against America, that they're ready to use their nuclear missiles. So another outside pressure, along with that, China has China's President Xi, what's his name? House Speaker Nancy Pelosi, what's his name? Z, warns Biden, don't play with fire unless you want to get burned. This is China president, China leader. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi upcoming trip in Taiwan is this month, becoming the scariest, more dangerous becoming more scary and dangerous by the day. Chinese President Xi Jinping had a phone conversation today with U.S. President Joe Biden, delivered a striking warning to Mr. Biden. They don't want Nancy Pelosi to come over there. They don't want Nancy Pelosi to come to Taiwan. And they're making threats to abduct her or kill her, do something to her. And she was supposed to go over there, go to Taiwan, make a trip. And initially, I guess she was going with, she hadn't really considered who she was going with. But now, she's definitely shook. She's asked several people sitting in the Senate, will they go? Will they join her? So it's you can just what's taking place when you see North Korea making threats to use nuclear missiles if they're ready to take on the U.S. And then a U.S. senator is shook, scared for her life, and other senators that decline on going with her. Like, as I don't know about this, but this just shows how weak these countries are looking on at America. They see them as weak. They're looking at them as this. They're really. Look at your president. He's old. Can't remember anything. Probably wearing a diaper on Depends. He's in his Depends. He's a mess right now, and the countries are looking on at him, and they see that America's commander-in-chief. They see their senators. They see them all as they're weak, and they're making threats on taking their lives. So you see that the world outside of the West and outside of America is not instilling any fear or nothing into nobody. They're standing up against and telling America, if you do this, we're gonna do that. And America, like I said, is receiving pressure from the outside and the inside, which is causing it to break or crumble. So I'm gonna bring it all home here shortly. Let's get to the next one, our next topic.